Guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to our very first guest of the evening. We have Paleeta in the house. How are you doing, Paleeta?
Fantastic.
So good to see you. So glad that you could join the show this evening.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Well, we met like a long time ago, and we've been working really hard on getting you here on the show with us so that you could tell your stories. So I'm excited that we finally been able to make it work out. I know it's a little later there for you, so I really appreciate you making it happen.
Not a problem. It's all good.
Well, we were talking earlier, and one of the things that you said was that you really feel that it's super important to share your story and your experience to inspire other women out there who might be going through something similar. So that's exactly what we would love for you to do today, Polita. Why don't we start back when you first were diagnosed back in 2017? Why don't you tell us how that all happened?
Wow, that's going back there. Yes. Well, they found out from a mammogram in my situation. I usually go for my regular checkup once a year. Obviously, nothing was there the year before. So suddenly, 2017, when I went for my regular checkup, they go, "Oh, we found something that was not there before." So kind of not worried that much, but I'm like, okay, what do I do next? Well, we need more images. So I said, okay, no problem. Let's do more images. They did more images and they didn't like what they see. So they said, okay, we will let you go for a biopsy. So I did a biopsy and it came back positive.
Oh my gosh.
So
So scary.
it
It's
was
that
very scary. Yes.
the normal checkups that you were having, were they mammograms? Was it a mammogram that they found it on the first time?
Yes, it
Gotcha.
was a mammogram.
And then when they did more imaging, was it just more mammograms or did they do
More
ultrasounds? Uh-huh.
mammograms, ultrasounds, and they did not like what they saw.
Yeah.
So, I said, all right, you're the doctors, you tell me what to do. So I followed their instructions and I did what they wanted. I went to my doctor. Actually, I was away on vacation with my sister when I got the news. So my doctor had called me and said, your test came back positive and I want you in my office ASAP. So I said, okay, I am away right now with my sister, and my husband is not with me. My husband is home. So I have to go home and talk to him. And yes, I'm going to be in your office as soon as I get home and process this. So I waited 3 days. I didn't know what to say to my husband. Finally, I broke down on the phone and I told my husband. My husband said, okay, when you come home, we will get through this. We'll go to the doctors and take it from there. So that's exactly what we did. I came home and we saw the doctor, and we did what she said. All she threw on my lap, our laps actually. You need chemotherapy, you need surgery, and you need radiation.
Wow,
So
that's a
what did
lot. I mean, that's like a lot of women, they get diagnosed and it's maybe just one or the other, but both. That had to be a lot to take in at that moment, huh?
it was like a truck just fell on my shoulder and I didn't know what to do. I was numb. I didn't understand a thing she said after that. So my husband was listening and I was, spaced out. I'm like, okay, there is no cancer in my family, both sides. Where is this coming from? Nobody is giving me any answers. So, I came home. I cried some more, and days went by and the same routine. And I kept asking myself, why, and where it's coming from. And I'm not getting any answers. So I went to the doctors, like my private doctor had recommended. You need this, you need this, and you need this. I said, okay, I cannot do all three at the same time, what do I do? She goes, you need to go see the breast doctor. I said, okay, that's what I'll do. I made an appointment and I went and saw her. The same thing. You need chemo, you need radiation, you need surgery. I said, one at a time, what do I do first? You need surgery. I said, okay, let's talk surgery. So I did that, met with the surgeon. Surgeon said, oh, by the way, you have 5 years from the time you were diagnosed.
But like they're giving you a death sentence like that. That's what
Yes,
they said that you have 5 years. Like what?
that's what she told me.
And at this point, had they even told you what stage it was or anything? Because obviously, if they tell you that, you're like, oh, I must be stage 4, right?
Right. But from the images they have from the mammogram, they are saying it was between stage 1 and stage 2.
Well,
So I said,
this 5 year thing doesn't add up then at
well,
all.
yeah,
And
of
who in their right
course.
mind would say that anyways? I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, I guess I know in some scenarios I've heard where a patient will be like, "Well, how long do I have?" You know, like they ask or whatever. But I don't recall. I don't know. I might be wrong, but it just doesn't seem like doctors are usually forthcoming with something like that. That just doesn't sound like a good idea to give someone a expiration date like that.
Exactly. So I looked at her and, I'm like, okay. So I came home and I said, guess what? The surgeon told me I have 5 years from the time I was diagnosed. So, my husband looked at me and think I just grew 10 heads. So I said, okay. So, it didn't process. So I came home and I said, I was just given a death sentence. I have 5 years. So I might as well go and have fun and enjoy my 5 years in peace. So, that's kind of buried in my head. So I'm like, this is not happening and I'm going to prove her wrong. So I said, all right, let's do the surgery. So I made appointment with her and I canceled the appointment. I made it again and I canceled again. And finally she goes, I did not cancel your last appointment. You are having surgery. I said, okay, I'm having surgery. So I went there in the morning. I had my surgery. I came home, just like, okay, so it's a big deal. I have 5 years. I might as well enjoy my 5 years. I don't care what they do. I'm just going to go have the surgery. So I had surgery, and after I was healed 2 weeks later, I said, what do I do next? Well, you need chemotherapy. I said, okay, who do I see for the chemotherapy? So they give me a card, made an appointment. I went to the doctor, I sat with her. She kind of explained the whole thing with me. You will need 5 months of chemotherapy. We will give you this drug and that drug. And then we will give you, 2 more drugs after that. You will be getting chemo once a week for 5 months. I said, okay. When do I start my first treatment? Your first treatment is next week. So I set up the appointment. I had my first treatment.
So at this point, are you still on this 5 year trail that you think that they've set for you?
Yeah, I still am going with my 5 years
Wow.
because no one had changed my dates. But in my head and my mind, I said, I will prove you wrong because you are not God and you don't know when my time will be up. So I prayed and I had arguments with God, of course. We had a battle going on. And I prayed before I went through all of this. And I have my daily devotion with God. So one day I'm in my prayer, I'm like, okay, Lord, you did this to me. And now you are going to show me a way how I will get rid of it and how I will win this battle. So I did that the first day, I did it the second day, the third day, and I'm like, okay, give me wisdom. I know you put the doctors in place. You give them wisdom to do what they are doing. They do this on a daily basis. This is new to me. I need some wisdom from you. And I would pray every day, the same prayer, because I don't know what else to do. I was overwhelmed. I did not have a support team. I didn't know who to talk to. So it was a battle going on between me and God. and we battled it out. And, you know, the way was open. I said, okay, I will go through the chemotherapy because that's what I believe at the time that the Lord was showing me. So I did my chemotherapy. I did my radiation, 5 months of chemo, 30 rounds of radiation. And total, so far, I had 6 surgeries.
Yeah, my gosh. So you told me that earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh. So at this point, just recapping, you get diagnosed. They throw everything at you. It's just a lot to handle. You get them to
Mhm.
kind of hone in on things. They slip out that they claim that you have 5 years left of your life. At this point, they haven't even staged you anything more than a stage two, right?
Correct.
And as most of us know, stage two doesn't normally kill you. So the fact that they
Right.
threw a 5 year on you is very upsetting.
Right.
So you cruise along, they give you your next task, it's chemo. You go through 5 months of chemo, going once a week. Then you go through 30 days of radiation, I guess every day.
30 rounds. Yeah.
30 rounds,
six
okay.
weeks.
6 weeks, got you,
Yeah.
okay. And so during that, what kind of, well, first of all, throughout your chemo and your radiation, tell us what kind of effects those had on you. Like, what did the chemo have as far as effect on you?
Well, because they said, oh, your cancer is aggressive. That's why we are giving you 5 months of chemo and 30 radiation because I have the aggressive type of cancer. I said, all right, I will do what I need to do because I know 5 years is not they I 5 years is not what the Lord gave me. Plain and simple. This is what you are doing. And this is in the back of my mind. I said, I am going to win this battle because you are not putting a death sentence on me. So I came home and I went through my chemo every day. You know, you get weaker and weaker. I didn't have the energy to go from my front door to the mailbox. Of course, on chemotherapy, you lose a lot of weight. You lose pretty much everything. I will come home, curl up on the couch with a blanket. You will be cold, freezing, and it's 90 degrees outside. You have no energy. Suddenly, by the second chemo, my hair was falling off. And that's when it really, sunk in.
I bet. I mean, that's a lot. It's bad enough that you got this diagnosis and everything that they've told you, and now
Mhm.
you're just being made to be weaker and weaker physically, which has to have an effect on your emotional strength as well, I would guess. And then
Definitely.
your hair is falling out. How did you feel at this point?
At this point, it was like, you know what? Maybe they are right. Maybe I have 5 years because chemo really kills you. If nothing else kills you, chemo will. And it took a toll on me. It really did. And then I said, no, this is not what the Lord has for me. This is not going to work for me because this is not me. I am stronger and I'm better than this. And I am going to win this battle. And I was determined to do it. So I used whatever strength I have inside of me. I said, okay, I didn't have no doctors telling me what if I should go on a special diet because I was looking forward for some sort of a support team with like the medical profession, with doctors and nurses. Hey, this is the team. You need to come here. We will guide you. That was not available. So I had to build it for myself with my strength. I said, no, I am better than this and I'm going to do this my way. So after chemo and the radiation and all this was over, I said, good, now it's my time. So I put all that on aside and I start building my immune system my way. I changed my diet. I was doing a healthy diet before, but I kind of got a little stricter. I started changing a lot of things in my daily routine and I started building my strength my way. It was very, very hard for me because I could not walk 10 feet. I couldn't walk from my front door to the car or to the mailbox. It was very, very tiring for me. I didn't have the energy. I sometimes I feel like I will pass out. One morning I was in the kitchen with my husband. I almost fell down.
Gosh.
You know, it really kills you. And then I started doing things for myself. I said, no, I have always been independent. I've done everything for me, and I am going to do this again. So at one point in time, I couldn't even say the C word. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't know who to approach. I didn't know what to say to my family. Just two of my two sisters and one brother knew that I went through chemo and all these things. The rest of my family still don't know.
Are you, are you serious?
I am serious.
If they're watching right now, then they know, huh?
If they are watching, yes, they will find out. I
Wow.
my I didn't even tell my mother
Wow.
because my brother said don't. And right now she is not, you know, she's going to be 91 next month.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And no, and you know what? I had to go through that to make me a better person. Because today I am talking to you on the spot and I feel like it was an experience that I had to go through because I am stronger, I am better, I am happier. I realize that there is so much and so many people need to learn because cancer, I said it, cancer is not a death sentence.
So right. You're right. I mean, look at you.
It
Uh,
it opened my eyes and I am willing to speak to anyone who think that, oh, I'm going to curl up in the couch with a blanket and I'm going to die tomorrow. No, there is life. There is so much more that you is there to enjoy. Go and enjoy it. Forget about it. Cancer. It's just a word. You are stronger. You are better than that. And I found it inside of me.
yeah.
And and I am it made me stronger.
I mean,
It made me stronger.
yeah. I mean, clearly, I mean, here you are talking about this in such a public forum, and very few of your family even knew about it. And at this point, you may have family and friends that are now aware that never knew, and what strength and bravery that alone had to be for you to come on the show tonight. You
When
know.
they see the show, oh my God, they're gonna get, oh my gosh, I am probably going to get phone calls and emails
I
and,
know.
hey, was that
Hey.
real?
Wow.
Yeah, I have the photographs to prove it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's so brave. And to know that now here you are about 4 years out from your diagnosis, and you left off, we were talking about some of your surgeries and things.
Oh,
So I
yes.
assume your doctor recommended a double mastectomy, is that right, or did you have a lumpectomy?
I had a lumpectomy first.
Yeah.
And then after um, the 6 months, they wanted more mammogram. So I did a mammogram after the 6 months. And they found in the area that I had the radiation, it was like all like little confettis all over the place. And they say it's calcium. So I said, before I go through this every 6 months, I cannot do this every 6 months and have a biopsy because after that 6 months and they found confetti stuff, calcium buildup in there, they say, oh, you need a biopsy. And the second biopsy was, oh my word. I said, I am not doing this again. So after that biopsy, and it came back as unknown, they say it's unknown. I said, I am not doing this again. I am
No, and
going to go.
that's not what you want to hear anyway, is unknown. That's too big of an open door, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I said something that I don't want to hear. I don't want to know about it. Just leave me alone. So I got in touch with a friend of mine, and she is in Fort Lauderdale, actually. And she will come to New York to go to Sloan's Memorial. I said, okay, who's your doctor? I need to go see your doctor ASAP. So she gave me her doctor. I made an appointment. I went to see the doctor. I said, I need a double mastectomy. He goes, why? I said, this is my medical record. I am not doing this again. He goes, but you don't need to do it. We just have to treat the one breast. I said, I don't care. I treated one. I don't want to surprise in the other.
I
So I
think
had a
there's
double mastectomy. I
yeah.
had 13 hours surgery,
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
13 plus hours surgery.
Right.
And, that was over and done with. And I did have my double mastectomy. I had my surgery. I was out of the hospital within 5 days. I was home. Everything was getting back to normal. Um, Today, I can able to do pretty much everything I was doing before all this happened. I am
What a huge blessing.
trying. Yes, that's before COVID. I said, okay, I've been locked in my box from 2017, and now it's time for me to get out. I did not get together with family. I didn't have Thanksgiving. I didn't have Christmas, nothing with the family. I was just, was not ready to mingle because everyone did not know what I went through in my family.
And so you were
And
also probably were you bald at this point as well?
yes,
Yeah.
I was for a short time, but
Uh-huh.
I always put a hat on, so I was okay. I hit it quite a
Yeah.
bit, but at times you could notice, you lose a lot of weight. I was like, oh my gosh, and I am not a big girl to even think about. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm 5 feet, barely five,
Uh-huh.
and at this point, I was like 110,
Uh,
112 pounds.
yeah.
So it was not looking, too good on me. So anyway, I tried to gain a little bit more weight. So now I'm back to my normal weight and maybe a little too fat anyway.
No,
So
no, girl. No,
yes,
you look great.
thank
No.
you.
Yeah.
So I am at a point where uh, before COVID, I did not get involved with any family occasion because like I said, I didn't know how to explain anything to them. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't know how to approach it. So the best thing for me at that time was to stay away from everyone. So before COVID hit, I said, okay, it's time for me to get out. And just I was getting ready to go mingle again with the family and friends and hang out and do my normal thing. COVID hit. So that kept
Right.
me again in the house. And I'm
Right.
like, oh
You're
no.
like you're like totally ready to finally get back out there. And so if you had started going out again, was your hair grown back enough to where people would
Yes,
not ask questions at this point? That's
it
so amazing.
was.
I know there's a lot of women out there who do keep it super private. And it of course is everyone's prerogative, if they want to do that. I'm personally glad that you felt good enough to start speaking out about it because I think like we were talking before is I think it's empowering for you, for you to kind of take it back. It's like, you kind of let cancer be in charge for a little while. And now you're kind of like, you know what? Forget you, cancer. I'm the boss here. And you're ready to just go march out of there. And I mean, as much as you can, with the bit of COVID that's left, hopefully not as much where you're located. Hopefully it's good. Um, and
Yes.
start to get your life back, right?
Yes, that is my main goal right now because I'm vaccinated. I
Good
got my
job. Uh-huh.
vaccine. I'm good.
Yep.
And yes, I am ready to take my life back because I need to do this for me.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And
I need to
yeah,
go out there and let everyone know, hey, you can do it. You
yeah.
can do it.
I want to tell you,
You,
Paleeta, you're inspiring folks that are watching right now. I know Mark Bearden. He says that this story brings back too many memories of his wife and her battle, and he says that you were so strong through your fight. So you're inspiring him for sure. And he also says that his wife bought a wig the day she was told she was going to have chemo, just preparing her for the day that that her hair fell out. So he wanted to have everything ready for her and make sure that she was covered in a way that she was comfortable. So it's so good that you're sharing your story. And again, I find you to be so brave. We talked a little bit before the call, but I didn't realize that you weren't public about it to your family. So this is really a big deal for you to speak out and to really inspire other ladies out there that are going through breast cancer and give them hope and let them know that, like you said, it's not a death sentence. They can really overcome this if they're strong and then keep focus on, like we said earlier, focus on the prize, right?
that's exactly right. I had 2 weeks. I didn't wear them. I said, you know what? I don't need that. I just got a little, those little things and I do one of this.
Well, you look great now. We were talking earlier, and I was just thinking about it again. And so you had the surgery for the lumpectomy, then you decided you just wanted to have the double mastectomy, but you've mentioned a total of 6 surgeries. What all has happened with each of the surgeries? I presume you were looking to have reconstruction, probably, right? And
Yes, the reconstruction, he keeps, doing a little at a time. But right now, I still need more reconstruction because it's very uncomfortable. But you know what? My body went through a lot within that couple of years. And that's when I said, hold it. I am not ready. I can live with this little lump that's under my armpit right now. And when I'm ready, I will do it. But I felt like I never had a chance to recuperate from any of that because it was from one extreme to the next.
yeah, you were just getting ported from one major life change, surgery to chemo to radiation to more surgeries and just nonstop. When was the last surgery that you had at this point?
The last surgery I had was I think was September of 18, 2018. Yeah,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
think so because I was every other month there was a surgery. Every other month there was a surgery.
You're
I'm
like,
like, no,
I'm ready for a
stop
break,
it.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So
I'm
do
like,
you do
stop.
you don't have expanders anymore, right? They've done enough.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So it's just more kind of cleanup that you feel like you need. And
I am just all me.
yeah. Yeah. Wow.
All me.
It's
No
so
implants, no nothing. I did not want anything, no foreign object in my body.
I got you. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And so, when was your last visit with your oncologist?
My oncologist was 6 months ago.
And
When I
what?
had my blood
Uh-huh.
work, everything was fine. She goes, "You do not need me no more." I said,
6 months. So,
"Okay,
in 2017, they gave you 5 years, and 6 months ago, they said you're good to go.
I am good to go." She said, "I will graduate you. You don't need me no more. Your
How
next
awesome!
blood appointment, you will be seeing one of her assistants." I said, "Okay. Does that mean I really don't need you?" She said, "You really don't need me." I said, "Okay, perfect. And what would your assistant do for me when I come now?" She said, "You will do your blood work. My assistant will see you and tell you your the progress you're making." I said, "Okay, then that's fine." So I saw the assistant I last month. The assistant said, "You're good to go. I will see you in a year for your annual checkup." I said,
Nice.
"That sounds perfect.
Yeah,
Good."
that doesn't sound too bad at all. They're
Doesn't.
very
Yeah.
relaxed about it, and sounds like you're good to go, and there's just no evidence of disease, and they're just keeping an eye on you for a few years, but you're doing great now. It's just 4 years,
Yes.
4 years later.
Four
That's
years
so
later,
awesome.
and I am doing well. And I would love to see that doctor that told me, "Oh, you have 5 years."
I'd love to have words with that doctor, by the way.
Yes, I don't know where she
Maybe,
is
yeah,
now.
maybe we need to get her and have her here on the beat and have a little talk with her.
That would be a good thing. I think she's probably somewhere in upstate New York. She had
Oh,
moved, I heard.
funny. Well, you have shown her, Paleeta, for sure, and you are sitting here right now inspiring other people going through breast cancer, and I'm so thankful that you were able to join and tell your story today. As we talked about before, we're going to definitely post this interview up on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/breastcancercanstick, and I'll send you that link for that so that you can share that out with your friends and your family if you're feeling brave, and be able to share your story with even more people, and make a difference. And it's not really just about inspiring other women going through breast cancer, it's just inspiring people to overcome adversity. It's a very inspiring story, Paleeta. I'm so thankful that you were able to join us tonight and share your story.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to tell everybody they're giving a shout out here. Mark says, why in the world would the doctor even set a limit like that? So Mark's ready to back us up and have words with your former doctor too. So we got your back, girl.
Go, Mark. I like that.
Yes, Mark, you and me, baby. We'll find her. We'll talk to her right here on the beat. So, Polina, I want to thank you again one more time for joining the show this evening, and I will let you know when this interview is out on the Breast Cancer Can Stick YouTube channel over at youtube.com/breastcancercanstick, youtube.com/breastcancercanstick, and hope to see you really soon. And please keep in touch and let us know how you're doing, okay?
I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you, girl. All right, guys, stick around. We've got